In today's video, we're going to be trying to predict the entire Elimination Chamber Toronto match card. So we already have a little bit of information about the match card. We know 2 of the entrants in the men's Elimination Chamber, and we have 1 of the entrants confirmed for the women's chamber. But there are still a lot of questions to be had, and I'm here to use my genius level wrestling intellect to try and answer those questions a month in advance. I'm obviously kidding. I'm an idiot. So I'll give you a few matches that I think are very likely to happen at Elimination Chamber, some matches that could happen at Elimination Chamber, as well as who I think is going to be in both the men's and the women's Elimination Chamber matches. I might even be at the show, so look out for me if you're going. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're going to fall in love with his YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And don't forget, if you want even more daily wrestling content, to come check out the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZap. Over there, you're going to get so much more extra content that uses footage that we can never show here on YouTube because of YouTube's copyright guidelines. So go check it out, patreon.com/SantiZap, link in the description, as well as a link in the pinned comment. All right, let's get the video started. Let's start things off with the most obvious match that we have on here, a match that actually has me kind of kicking myself for not making this video earlier when I typically would, because this was more or less told to us that this is going to happen at Elimination Chamber on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw, that being Sami Zayn taking on Kevin Owens. And this is a Canadian dream match by all accounts. This is Canadian darling Sami Zayn, Canadian darling Kevin Owens in front of a Toronto Canadian crowd. It should be a good time. And of course, they haven't officially announced this match, but I feel like anyone with half a brain could connect the dots that this is where things are going to go. It's too good of a perfect Canadian storm to not have this at Elimination Chamber. On top of that, not having Randy Orton return yet tells me that Randy Orton is still waiting somewhere in the darkness to attack Kevin Owens and pay him back for that pile driver that took 3 months of Randy Orton's career. So what I'm saying with that is that I think that Kevin Owens' WrestleMania program is going to be Randy Orton when he eventually returns, and I wouldn't be surprised if Randy Orton returns in this match to take out Kevin Owens, either during the match or post-match. And because I think that Kevin Owens is going to be taking on Randy Orton, that leaves us with Sami Zayn as his best possible, most likely opponent going into Elimination Chamber Toronto. And I know some people are like, well, you know, he hit him with a pile driver that took out Randy for months. Yeah, Sami Zayn should be out for months as well. Look, Cody Rhodes came back from that pile driver like a week later. I feel like Sami Zayn is going to be just fine. And they really sold Randy's neck and his back surgeries and all the history of major back and spinal problems that he has as the reason as to why he's been out for so long with the pile driver. And that just doesn't apply for Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes. Me personally, even though it seems like a stretch considering we just had that brutal ladder match, this is a match that to me warrants a stipulation. I wish that this is something like last man standing or no disqualification, a street fight. This just deserves to be a brawl. With how much in theory these guys should hate each other, and with how personal this story and this feud is, and for how long these guys have known each other, it just doesn't feel right for it to just be the first one to just get a good old-fashioned pinfall or submission on the other guy. I want one of them dead, basically. That's what I want in this match. But I'm confident, like almost 100% sure that this is going to happen at Elimination Chamber. You can write this one home. This one I'm putting on here because I'm confident is going to happen. The question is, will it happen at Elimination Chamber? Because I could also potentially see this happening on Friday Night SmackDown. Let's not forget that sometimes SmackDown likes to have these awesome PLE style matches the night before a PLE. And I know that I'm including more matches on here than we probably will get at the actual show, but it'll make for a better video. So I want to talk about this as a strong possibility that could happen at Elimination Chamber because, like I said, I feel like it's going to happen. We're talking about the rematch of Braun Strowman versus Fatu off the back of their chaotic ending to their Saturday night's main event match, and the fact that Braun Strowman was the one who eliminated Fatu, who was going absolutely bananas in that Royal Rumble match. We know it's happening, right? We know that there is a step 2, there is a part 2, probably a trilogy to these sets of matches. The question isn't will it happen? The question is, where is it going to happen? And when I look at the Elimination Chamber match card, it can be pretty tough to get on there because the 2 chamber matches in themselves are pretty long matches, and Triple H typically doesn't go very often, at least past 3 hours on these premium live events. But we'll see. If they want me to care as much as I want them to want me to care about this feud, I hope that they put this at a PLE, because I feel like it warrants it. Now, maybe this isn't the best fit for this PLE because this PLE is already a gimmick PLE with a ton of violence in it, and this match needs violence in it. We saw that a regular match cannot contain the power of Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman and their hatred. This needs to be a last monster standing type of match that Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman had all of those months ago. We need that style of match here, and maybe, just maybe, Elimination Chamber isn't the best place to do this, but I do believe that there's a strong chance that it happens at this show. So one of the things about Elimination Chamber over the last year, and I think it's going to be the same thing this year, is that none of the men's world titles were defended on the show. And I think it's because the two chamber matches are about who's going to go face a champion at WrestleMania. So because of that, I do want to put a men's championship on here, even though I'm not going to include either the world title or the undisputed title, because I just don't see either of them getting love at Elimination Chamber. So I have the Intercontinental Championship being up for grabs between the champion Braun Breaker, and they kind of teased this on Monday Night Raw, where Braun Breaker said to Adam Pearce, I need a match. I need to know what's next for me, the Intercontinental Champion, all while Adam Pearce was talking about none other than AJ Styles, who was recently sent over to Monday Night Raw. Here's the thing, this could be a Mania match. Legitimately, this could be a great Mania program for both guys. This would be a must-watch WrestleMania match in a great way to give that Intercontinental Championship a giant boost into that WrestleMania show. AJ Styles is a first ballot Hall of Famer. If AJ Styles is going after the Intercontinental Championship and it's at WrestleMania, that's huge. However, I've sold myself on the idea that it's going to be Sheamus at WrestleMania, even if AJ Styles versus Braun Breaker is absolutely worthy of a WrestleMania program. So I'm going to say that it happens at Elimination Chamber so that we get an Intercontinental Championship match, so that we get some more Braun Breaker, and that we can break AJ Styles back into the system. And the last time that we were in Toronto for Money in the Bank, we had an Intercontinental Championship match, so they're used to giving Torontonians the Intercontinental Championship showcase. This match could be the best match of the night, just from a traditional wrestling point of view. These two guys could probably melt eyeballs with how good of a match they could possibly put on. And I feel like the hype would be real for this match. People would love to see the up-and-comer, the next generation that's going to carry their company on their back in Braun Breaker versus a company guy, a guy that is a set, made, ready, known commodity in AJ Styles. And this would easily be Braun Breaker's biggest match of his short run on the main roster thus far. I didn't think that any of the men's world titles were going to be defended, but I do think that one of the women's world titles is going to be defended, and I don't think it's going to be Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, I feel like they're saving her for WrestleMania pretty much exclusively at this point. So I have champion Tiffany Stratton defending against Nia Jax, and I went with Tiffany Stratton in the WWE Women's Championship because she actually has a feud going on. She actually has somebody that is chasing after the championship. Never mind Charlotte Flair, that's a whole different story altogether, but Tiffy has this week-by-week feud with Candice LeRae and Nia Jax. Meanwhile, unfortunately, Rhea Ripley has nothing. There's no feud for Rhea Ripley at the moment for me to realistically say, yeah, Rhea Ripley at Elimination Chamber. I feel like it's far more realistic to say Tiffany Stratton. And I don't think it's going to be against Candice LeRae. I toyed with the idea of it being Tiffany Stratton versus Zelina Vega because they had that little moment, but I have Zelina Vega somewhere else. But the big proper feud that Tiffany Stratton needs to end before we can really focus on Tiffany Stratton's road to WrestleMania, which could very well be a Charlotte Flair level heel. I think we need to get through Nia Jax so that it's over and done with, because she cashed in on Nia Jax and Nia Jax hasn't been able to get hers back yet. So let's just have Tiffany Stratton go in, beat Nia Jax, so we can have a nice fresh start for Tiffany Stratton going into WrestleMania with whoever her WrestleMania opponent is. I just hope to God her WrestleMania opponent isn't Nia Jax. Now let's talk about the namesake matches of the show. Let's start with the Women's Elimination Chamber. Now for this, we already have one person confirmed. We have Liv Morgan, who defeated Io Sky in the first qualifier match, and I'm so happy that she's in this match. Go back and watch the last two Women's Elimination Chamber matches. This woman right here, she was the MVP. She had all of the best goddamn spots spots in both of the last Women's Elimination Chamber matches. She is a great veteran of this match type, and it would have been honestly bad if they didn't include Liv Morgan in this match. My next wild card, because I don't think a lot of people have her, I have Lyra Valkyria actually defeating Bayley to go into the Women's Elimination Chamber, representing the women's mid-card in this match. The reason I have her beating Bayley is because I have a feeling that Bayley's going to be doing a program with Roxanne Perez at WrestleMania, and I would not be surprised if Roxanne Perez costs Bayley this match right here, because the match between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria is happening right before NXT Vengeance Day, which includes Julia, Roxanne Perez, and Bayley. So Roxanne Perez screwing Bayley here adds heat to their match at NXT Vengeance Day, as well as maybe adding some kindling to getting a WrestleMania program between those two. Plus, I firmly believe the Intercontinental Women's Division needs this. They need a major spotlight, and Lyra Valkyria can provide that spotlight on a major show like Elimination Chamber. Zelina Vega, I told you that we were going to talk about her. We don't know if she's in any of the qualifier matches, but she's away from the LWO. She's kind of called her shot against Tiffany Stratton and saying that she's going to be gunning after that WWE Women's Championship. So why not? I like the idea. Give me Zelina Vega in here. You can't not include Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair, just like Liv Morgan, is a veteran of this match type, but she would add drama because she is a believable winner, especially if the potential match of Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair is up for grabs. I don't personally think that it's up for grabs yet because we still have this Jade Cargill storyline looming above Bianca Belair, but let's say that they've already figured out that storyline and it's said and done with by the time Elimination Chamber comes around. If that's the case, Bianca Belair instantly becomes the favorite so that WWE can give the dream match that so many people want to see, Rhea versus Bianca. On top of that, she's like the biggest star that SmackDown has. You gotta include Bianca Belair. But if you're gonna include Bianca Belair, I feel like you gotta include Naomi as well. And I kind of already hinted as to why, because we already have this storyline surrounding her, Bianca, and Jade Cargill. It'd be kind of crazy if they're both in this match and Jade Cargill breaks into the chamber and takes out both of them. But yeah, anywhere that Bianca is, I'm expecting Naomi to be as well. And last but not least, this might come as a surprise, I have Io Sky. Io Sky recently lost her qualification match against Liv Morgan, so chances are that she's not going to be in this match. However, when you look traditionally at the build-up to these Elimination Chamber matches, more often than not, there is one final slot, the last chance qualification matches that they tend to do between all of the losers in like a triple threat or fatal four-way environment. And if that is the case, which I desperately hope, I feel like Io Sky is going to win that final slot because Io Sky is the one that has the closest thing going on right now to a rivalry with the champion Rhea Ripley, who accidentally cost Io Sky the opportunity to be in this match in the first place. On top of that, I was really bummed when they announced it was Liv Morgan versus Io Sky because I wanted them both in the chamber. They're both perfect chamber competitors. And once Io lost, with the way that she lost to me, it telegraphed that they're going to give Io a backdoor opportunity to be able to get into this match last minute. This match would benefit greatly from having Io Sky, not just from like a technical perspective and how good she can be in that kind of environment, but from a drama perspective because she would be a really strong, serious contender as well. Bro, that is so far. Oh my word. It happened again. Are you kidding me?
God.
Oh, good Lord. God absolutely loves Daniel Bryan. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was a sneak peek of this week's Royal Rumble-centric Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week we're looking at Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit from the Royal Rumble 2003. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar versus John Cena from Royal Rumble 2015. Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair at the Royal Rumble 2023. The gruesome Rock versus Mankind I Quit match from Royal Rumble 1999. Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble 2014. 2015, and CM Punk versus The Rock for the WWE Championship at Royal Rumble 2013. That's right, 6 matches this week instead of 5. You're going to be getting all of this, plus the Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else, and you're going to get the Undertaker streak watch along that we're doing, and the Royal Rumble watch alongs that we've been doing for the past several months as well. All of these are exclusively available to Patreon because we can't show them on YouTube because YouTube automatically blocks anything with footage. So we quite literally can never show it here. It's only on Patreon. Again, that's patreon.com/SantiZap. I'm going to put a link in the description as well as a link in the pinned comment for you. If you're already supporting on Patreon, thank you so much. If you aren't, just consider it just for 1 month. I'm really confident that you're going to fall in love with it even if you try for 1 month. That's enough. Let's get you back to the video. And now let's go to the men's chamber match. Now, this match already has 2 competitors that have already been announced, so it's going to do my job a little bit easier. We have John Cena that's been pre-announced. He didn't have to qualify. He just said, I'm John Cena. I've done a lot for this company, and what's best for business is for me to be the number 17, and what's best for business is for me to be in the chamber to get to number 17 at WrestleMania. So a little bit of a heel Cena there with how he got himself into this match without having to earn his way there, and a very polar opposite John Cena to his promo at the Raw Netflix debut where he said that he had to earn everything because he hasn't earned anything to be able to just waltz in and get a championship opportunity. So kind of cool that Cena's like, yeah, no, you know what? I'm John fucking Cena. Of course I'm going to be in this match. The other one that's been announced, and good God, just take my money. We have CM Punk in this match, which means at some point or another, we're likely going to have CM Punk and John Cena have a face-off and throw down, which is something that, dude, like teenage me would kill to see because my God, that was one of my favorite feuds of professional wrestling ever. It's my favorite John Cena feud of all time. And before John Cena calls it a career, I need to see him and CM Punk throw down one last time. And I feel like this is going to be the place where they do it. I also have Logan Paul. As much as you probably hate this, I just don't see Rey Mysterio beating Logan Paul in the qualifier match. And if you're being honest with yourself, you probably don't see it either. I'm confident that Logan Paul is going to win this and that Logan Paul is going to be in this match. And Logan Paul being in this match is good for business because he's got so much history with a bunch of the guys that I'm projected to be in here. For example, him and John Cena have the podcast history. Him and CM Punk, he eliminated CM Punk. And we remember the history with the next guy that I'm going to talk about, Seth Rollins, because they had a match at WrestleMania 39. But yeah, Seth Rollins is the other guy that I'm predicting in here. He has a qualification match against Finn Balor. We know at this point that Finn Balor is just on the roster to be a professional loser, which is why they call him Pin Balor at this point. So this is like the easiest one. Seth Rollins is beating Finn Balor, and he's going to earn his spot in this chamber match. The other one is Damian Priest. We actually don't know as of the making of this video if Damian Priest has a qualifying match, if he's in the World Championship picture at all. But Damian Priest, when you look at like the last 6 months of his time on Raw and his recent current tenure on Friday Night SmackDown, this is like one of the most protected baby faces that the WWE currently has going. This guy does not lose matches. I mean, even when he's in a position where he for sure should be losing, he kicks out and beats you anyway. Plus, we already saw a little moment between Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes where Damian Priest told him, see you later, champ, kind of signaling that Damian Priest clearly has intentions to go after World Championship gold at WrestleMania. And then the last one, honestly, was a bit up for grabs for me, but I have LA Knight. I feel like there were a bunch of people that could have taken this spot, but I ultimately ended up going with the megastar. I wanted to include Carmelo Hayes in here, desperately. I really did, but the way that Carmelo Hayes was booked in the Royal Rumble, the one place where they could have booked him strong as one of the Iron Man of the match, and instead he was the first man eliminated, tells me that he ain't getting in this match. It'd be sick to see Carmelo Hayes, but I feel like if anything, WWE is going to want the bigger star in LA Knight, which is, again, another guy that does have history with Logan Paul. I like this mixture because it gives us a lot of intertwining stories that could play together within this chamber match and a lot of talent and a lot of mega superstars as well. All right, folks, that is my match card prediction for Elimination Chamber Toronto. Like I said, I might be there. It's not confirmed, but if you see me, don't be shy. I'm going to have cameras. I'm going to be vlogging the whole thing if I do go. But anyways, okay, goodbye. Get out of here.